Hey, what's up? What is going on, friend? How has your day been? How's your evening going? It's Tuesday, even though here in the United States it feels like Monday because we had a holiday yesterday. If you're in another country, um, uh, the United States has Memorial Day on the last, I think it's last month, always last Monday of May. So that was yesterday. And so it was holiday. So today, all day, it's felt like Monday, even though it's Tuesday. So tomorrow's going to be Wednesday, and we'll see how that feels. I hope you're having an awesome day, whatever your situation. So I'm Steve Devon, and I help people get from where they are to where they want to be, especially folks who might think it's too late, because that's where I was, and now things are going along pretty good. I mean, not perfect, but pretty darn good, and we're cruising along. So thanks for being here. And the question of the night is, do you face the situation where you're dealing with a lot of people who think you ought to quit when you're trying to reach your goals, right? Now, I know exactly how you feel because I've been in that very situation in a number of circumstances. Okay, I've I've been in oh well, and well, let me say this. I think a lot of times, at least personally, it's as much in my head as it is other people. I sometimes think that I make up. Well, I don't make up, but I tend to think people are thinking things that they're really probably not thinking, right? So it might be a mental thing and an inside your head thing. Okay, so consider that. But the most recent, for me at least, the most recent example has been from a business standpoint. I've had a number of home businesses, and have had some success in all of them. Matter of fact, there's kind of a pattern that's happened where you start off a little slow, and then things start going really well for a while, and then they kind of, for whatever reason. So that has been the pattern that I've had. So every time I kind of get into a new venture, say, I think a lot of people, when I tell them about it, they kind of go like, "Oh, you've tried that before, haven't you?" And so here, if you have faced a situation of you've got your goals here, and people are, and you're here, but you're facing a lot of people who are maybe they're not directly against you, but they're just kind of not supporting you, and for whatever reason, right? And so that, in your mind at least, is keeping you back. So here's how I have dealt with this, and maybe it'll help you as well. The first thing I would say is, do not ignore the naysayers. Now, that might come as a surprise. You might say, well, really, I'd rather not pay attention to them. Okay? So here's a trick, okay? Instead of ignoring them, use what they say as motivation, right? That trick itself has been really a game changer for me, because instead of worrying about what they say, I have made it a life goal to prove them wrong, right? So instead of ignoring the naysayers, use what they say as motivation, all right? So that's the first one. The second one is remember the end game. All right. Now, for me in running, this is a perfect example of it. When I am running, in the early stages of a race, I always have to think in my mind of how it's going to feel when I finish, right? And how great I'm going to feel when I'm going through the, a lot of times I have like a little, a balloon thing that says finish line on it, or finish, you know. So I always think, it usually hits me, you know, I run a lot of 5K, so usually that's 3.1 miles. So usually about mile 1, between 1 and 1.5, I'm going like, oh boy, I've got a long ways to go. And I always think in my head, oh man, just think how good it's going to feel when you finish this race. And so keep that end in your mind. And that's what, with me, with my businesses, I have always, even when things gotten, you know, not so great, I've always thought about what it was going to feel like when success finally got here. And, you know, and I'm just starting now to kind of sense that in a very real way. So, so always keep that end goal in mind. Think of what it's going to be like when you get there. Okay, so those are the two things that I would suggest. Both of those have really helped me. The first one is don't ignore the naysayers. Take what they're saying and use it as motivation. The second one is always keep the end goal in mind. Even when you're down here, don't just think here. Think about this up here and how it's going to feel when you get there. So I hope that's I hope that has helped you. You might be facing a time when you're struggling, trying to get to where some sort of situation where the your goals may seem out of reach. Just always, you know, keep that in mind, that you're that the naysayers are not the ones who are deciding your fate, and and how great it's going to feel. So if you are in a situation where you're looking for something, it might be that you are on this watching this video for that very reason. And reach out to me, and I'll be glad to introduce you to folks who have followed that path and know exactly how to get there, and we will show you the way. And I hope, I look forward to talking to you about that. And that's it for tonight. And remember, in the immortal words of Winnie the Pooh, you are braver than you believe, you're stronger than you seem, and you're smarter than you think, and you're loved more than you know. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.